Hey, Booze. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. It is Friday, April 19th, 2024. I am Nikki Lee, and welcome to the Good Shit Show, where you can find me each and every Friday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Well, 7:30 to 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on WMRR Radio. Go ahead. You already know what I'm going to ask. Set the notifications. Head on over to WMRR on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Go ahead and please comment and share as well. But more importantly, turn on those notifications so you'll be the first alerted as to when we go live, when I go live. So you'll know when the Good Shit Show airs. You can find me and follow me on Facebook at I am Nikki Lee, Instagram at I am Nikki _Lee, and TikTok is just simply Nikki Lee. Okay. I'm gonna give y'all, you got about 30 seconds to go. Just do it right now. Because we are the people, the queens and kings of procrastination. Just go and do it right now. Get your phones. Do it right now. WMRR. I am Nikki Lee. Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You follow me, I'll follow you back. Just send me a DM saying I'm following you, and I will follow you back. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to, again, now I got to do some housekeeping to read my advertisement. All right, let's see. Here it goes. Are you a local business located in the US or Canada? You can advertise your business free every Monday through Friday. Turn on your notifications on Facebook and IG at WMRR on air to be notified when we are live for a chance to advertise your business. How about that? Ain't nothing like the free advertisement Monday through Friday. You just need to be a US or Canadian business. Those notifications, I'm telling you, they're essential. All right, we're going to go to this week's trending topics. If y'all have handled the housekeeping requests, thank you. We're going to go ahead on to this week's trending topics. Legendary hip hop producer and songwriter ATL's own Rico Wade has passed away now. Although you may not be familiar with his name, you are definitely familiar with his hand, and well, with him creating some of the most iconic songs, with some of the most iconic groups. And I'm talking about TLC, Waterfalls, that was him. I'm talking about Outkast. I'm talking about Goody Mob. Rico Wade was 1/3 of the production team organized Noise. And if you're from Atlanta, you know who Organized Noise is, the Dungeon Family, the whole 9 yards. Rico Wade was a staple in Atlanta music, and the entire hip hop industry has suffered a major loss with his passing. On last Saturday, Rico was 52. No, Glow. Glorilla. Come on, Memphis megastar Glorilla was arrested in Gwinnett County early Tuesday morning for a DUI. I don't know if Glow live here, or I don't know if Glow visiting, but somebody obviously didn't tell her don't be messing around in Gwinnett. Gwinnett County, Clayco. Listen, that's the y'all want to see me paranoid? Ask me to come to Clayton County at night. Old Dixie, y'all can have it. Forest Parkway, y'all can doubly have it. But Glorilla, early around 4 a.m. early Tuesday morning, she was pulled over by Gwinnett PD for making a U-turn at on a red light. Glow. No, Glow. Yeah, Glow my shit though. I love that song. So they turned her around. She refused a breathalyzer after the officer, and all of this is but allegedly she refused a breathalyzer after the officers smelled alcohol and marijuana escaping from the car. And somehow or another, her boob came out. It was probably that side boob, because that interview with her and Uncle Shannon, Club Shay Shay, baby, that side boob was giving side boob. She a little small woman, but Glorilla about sexy. But anyway, he put that in the police case as well. I guess a good officer didn't want no confusion or no charges when it came to what transpired for Glorilla's or during Glorilla's arrest. But a couple of hours later, she posted bail or bond, or but she got out. I don't know. I'm not about that prison life. I've never been arrested. I don't have a mugshot, so I don't know the process of what it entails when you get arrested. But shout out to Glorilla. Yeah, Glow is my anthem. That Cuban on Cuban. Whoo! I love how they put a R in everything. But shout out to Glorilla. All right. They spun the block and now they're having a baby and getting married. If you have not heard, where have you been? Living under the rock? Ashanti and Nelly are expecting a little bundle of joy. Ashanti took to Instagram on Wednesday to reveal her pregnancy. It was a cute little clip where her mom asked her backstage. It looks like she was about to have a show or going to a show. Asked her backstage how much time she needed. And she said, about 5 months. About 9 months, not 5. About 9 months. I mean, I don't know who Ashanti thought she was fooling with the oversized like jerseys or oversized tees with the thigh boots. But I saw that baby bump a couple of months ago. So she is good and pregnant. I'm saying she at least 4 or 5 months. She good and pregnant. But if you didn't know, and I know there's a lot of kids coming up now, Ashanti and Nelly was the it couple of the early 2000s. They were together about 10 years. They broke up for whatever reason. Neither one of them really told their business. It was always all love when they talked about each other. Um, he had a long-term relationship after Ashanti. I know she had a couple of relationships, but Nelly likes to boo people up. Shout out to Nelly for booing people up. But for whatever reason, they didn't work out, and Ashanti and Nelly got back together. They're expecting a baby, and said to be engaged to be married. In which Big Tigger, shout out to Big Tigger, confirmed the baby allegation as well as the the marriage to be. So congratulations. I mean, if been some people may need time. And I get that. And that saying, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you, then it's yours. If it doesn't, it wasn't meant to be. So it was obviously meant to be. I don't know if y'all can hear the construction outside they're doing. But I'm sorry, y'all. They working on the floors still. But anyway, shout out to Nelly and Ashanti. That's gonna be a real cute baby. Okay, let's see what we watching. Are y'all all caught up with BMF? It's getting good now. It's all about, we're on episode 7, um, season 3, and Lucille. It's all about Lucille and her menses. That fine dark skinned Dr. Maurice is trying his best not to hop all over, but Charles is letting her know that you still my wife too, and he is in it to win it. What shall she do? What shall she do? But I mean, I'm to death do us part, right? And those are the vows that we take. I have always said to myself, now I will struggle with you, but I will not struggle because of you. And I feel like Lucille is struggling because of Charles. In that case, I would have to jump ship, but they got a whole family, a whole grandbaby. So it's interesting to see how that will play out and who she will choose. Nicole, baby girl, was taken down to the precinct for having a box blade. What is that called? A box cutter in her backpack. And I think she forgot about it, but it landed her in the police precinct and she was all in her feelings after she saw her little boyfriend like murdered in front of her eyes. That baby gonna need some serious therapy. Or maybe this show, because like the real Nicole is the executive producer on the show. Maybe this show was her therapy. So who knows? I'm still watching it. Saweetie made her debut on the show as well. I love to see how 50 Cent is bringing hip hop talent to the show. There's been Carisha, Carisha. Let me just say, Saweetie, I, I wouldn't be surprised if she has an acting background at all because Carisha, ma'am, no. Oh my God, you killed my husband. Oh, girl, if you don't stop, stick to being stick to being a Miami girl, a city girl, because that acting, unless you get some classes, boo. But I'm sorry, Carisha. Sweetie did her thing though. It was a good show. She played a real street smart little girl from St. Louis who was really good in softball and baseball, but she lost her college scholarship due to an injury. Anyway, BMF airs every Friday on the Stars channel or network at 8 p.m. So y'all can watch Stars after y'all watch the good shit show, my show. And then Family Business. Like my daddy got me on this show called Family Business on BT Plus, and I'm telling you, since first episode 1, it's been off the chain. So if you need something to watch or you need to binge watch something, definitely Family Business on BET Plus. We're gonna get into our guests in a minute, but before we do that, you already know I gotta do celebrity birthday. St. Louis rapper. Speaking of St. Louis, Sexy Red. Listen, okay, Sexy Red. She turns 26 on Monday, the 15th. Legendary actor and comedian Martin Lawrence turned 59 on Tuesday, and reality TV star Tammy Roman turned 54 on Wednesday, April 17th. Shout out to the Aries that I just announced. Shout out to all the Aries. Y'all know I got to sing my song. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Anyway, y'all can enjoy y'all little 2 more days of Aries season, cause them bulls, we up next. May 4th is my birthday. My guest is a Taurus as well. And I know everybody says that their sign is the best and yada yada yada. But Tauruses really are the best. We're on every list. We rank high on every list. We get our shmoney. We're loyal. We're the realest people you're ever gonna meet. It's imperative that you have a Taurus on your team because we just be like that. We just be like that. There was something else I wanted to tell y'all that I didn't write down because I was like, no, I'm gonna remember it. Ask me if I remember it. I don't remember it. Huh. Anyway, we are going to prepare for our guest. I'm so excited about my guest because she is a legend in the making, in her own right. I was introduced to her in like 2009 when it might have been earlier than that, but between 2007 and 2009 when I started modeling and I saw this vivacious, do you understand what I'm telling you? Vivacious plus size woman with a voice that belonged on the radio. She instantly became one of my media inspirations, and she'll be joining me in just a moment. Are y'all going to head out to any of the lifestyle honors events? Well, there's events all weekend. Tonight, which is happening now, is the lifestyle honors. We're presenting a slew of influencers, waymakers, just motivational people with awards and just being badassness. It's myself and Big Sexy. We are hosting that event tonight. So I hope to see y'all there. Tomorrow is Rose Day, all pink party, and then Sunday will be the Brown Girls brunch. So you can head on over to lifestylehonors.com. All the ticket information is there. I hope to see y'all. It's an event that sells out every year. And it's going to be a movie. It's plus size friendly and it's everything. It's something I look forward to every year. Shout out to Maui Bigelow, and I'm just I'm just ready. We're gonna play Would You Rather um as soon as my guest gets on, so we can break the ice a little bit and do a little therapeutic damage. Cause boy, if I tell you my guest, she can bring it out of you, boy. I tell you. Okay, here we. Hey, who that is? Who that is?
Shawty!
Hey, the one and only Joy Tribble.
Well,
Okay,
greetings
so
and
we got to play. We got.
salutations.
Thank you, greetings and salutations. Before we get started, we got to play a Would You Rather.
Oh, girl, you snuck that in. Okay, okay,
Well,
okay.
it's gonna be PG
Okay,
17.
okay, okay, okay. 17. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. So you like a bear or you like an athletic bill?
I like a bear.
Okay, we like bears.
Mhm.
Okay, a trip to the Caribbean for a vacation or a trip to the mountains for serenity?
I like the mountains.
Okay, that's nice to know.
Yeah.
And we doing chocolate cake or sweet potato pie?
Ooh, that's good. Sweet potato pie.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, sweet potato pie. Because
I'm
I make
just
a good
saying.
sweet potato pie. So.
You listen,
Uh-huh.
Joy be over there baking her ass off. Lord, I be looking forward to them videos. I ain't seen a cooking video in a while though.
I'm a little holiday bae. That's typically when I do it.
Okay, okay,
So,
we'll
but
take
yes.
it. It be looking good too.
Well,
All
thank
right,
you.
we
Thank you.
about to
Thank
get
you.
into it. Joy
Okay.
Tribble, a.k.a. Justyn Joy. Starting off, influencer, media professional, event host, producer, comedian, brand ambassador, CBS Radio, Radio One, Infinity Broadcasting, and affectionately known as The Voice. Did I miss anything?
No, I think you ran me down pretty good there, gal.
Just a little bit. She is her and her is she. Joy Trevor, welcome to the Good Shit Show. I really appreciate you
I'm
coming out.
happy to be a piece of good shit for you. You understand? I
You are a
appreciate
piece of the
that.
bullshit for
Yeah, no,
me.
this is good. Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity to chat with you and your audience.
Absolutely, I appreciate you. So, before you came on, I was saying that to my audience that I came across. It was either 2007, 2009. I don't remember what year we actually met.
Yeah, me either. It's been a while
Right,
though, for sure.
it's been a while, 10 plus, 12
Yeah,
plus.
for sure.
Um, but your vivaciousness, that contagious smile of yours, just all of them, your big personality and your voice. You know I'm one of your biggest fans in real life. Your voice captured me and I was like, she need to be on the radio. Little did I know she is on the radio. So we gonna take it back. Back, back,
Okay,
back.
let's take it back. Let's take it back.
Let's take
Listen,
it
you're
back.
making me
Like,
blush a little bit. I'm never really without words, so you're making me blush a little bit. So
listen,
thank
I
you.
believe in giving my people they flowers, giving anybody they flowers. And Joy, I'm talking about Monica Kaufman, Oprah, Jaquita, you up there for me as well.
Oh,
You are
thank you.
definitely that it girl for me in this industry.
I
So I
appreciate you.
appreciate you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Take it back. Did you always know you want to be in media, television, radio? I know where you're from, but
Yes.
tell the people where you're from.
I'm a Midwestern gal. I'm from the OH10. If anybody knows what that is, that's Ohio. Born and raised there. Been in Atlanta though for 22 years at this point. So I'm a Georgia peach now. I'm officially a peach. But I did not. I wanted to be an actress when I was a little girl. kind of feel like, look, I'm kind of feeling like Tabitha Brown. When you little, you just want to be an actress to be Rudy's friend, right? But I guess I laid that down, or maybe it's still in the future. Maybe the Lord is still working some things out. Who knows? But I knew that I had an energy for people in a way. But I originally wanted to be a news anchor. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be on news and good afternoon during 6 o'clock. I wanted to do that. But when I went to school for it, and I interned at a Fox affiliate in my hometown, I was going on an assignment with another reporter. This is a little sad, a story, but the story we were going on was to a car accident where a drunk driver had crossed the median, and they killed a grandfather and a grandkid as they were on their way to go to college to get the other kid. It was summer break. So we were going to get the other kid to bring them home. Drunk driver jumped the median and killed them both. Long story short, we had to go and report the story from the junkyard where the car was. I knew in that moment, well, I shared with the reporter, I said, so you have to stand here and report this story unaffected, without any emotion? And she said, yes. She said, what happens sometimes in our industry is that you do become very desensitized when you see all of these stories over and over again. Thankfully, my dual major was television, and then it was, television and radio. I knew at that moment that I wouldn't be able to be unaffected by tragedy in that way. And I thought, I don't know if anchor is my jam. Let's see what this radio can do for me. And radio is where I landed, and the rest is history.
And that makes sense to me now in this moment, because when we had our recent little shindig,
Yeah.
and I said something about television, you said that's a whole nother beast.
It's
so I can understand.
Well, here's the reason why. I mean, as the years have progressed, it's gotten a little less buttoned up. So the collars are loosening a bit. However, radio allows you to have more personality, right? You can have a bit more fun with it. Television is straight on delivery, facts, this, that, and the third. Radio's got a little bit more color to it. And so I was able to find that medium to work a lot better for my personality. So here I am 20 plus years later.
That's what I was about to ask. You've been in the game for 20 plus years. How does that make you feel?
I think listen, here's one thing I've always said about radio is that I have a love-hate relationship with it. I love it, but then there are, the politics of it kind of, it dilutes the joy that I get. This is full transparency. I've always had the love-hate. I love it because of the people, the connections that you make. Oftentimes the politics will certainly make it less fun. I think what's happening now, I think there's some goodness to the transition into podcasting. I think the only challenge that I have with that is that, and this is no disrespect to anybody who's in the podcast space, because there's something for everybody. However, I do think that there are traditional norms that have been lost because now everybody has a microphone, but not everybody is professionally trained to do what needs to be done with the right amount of efficacy. So, having said that, right? Does everything require professional skill set? I mean, unless you want to be a doctor or an attorney or an accountant, everything else, there's a nuance to it. So
right. And that kind of makes me think about how like taxi drivers, and
with
then
Uber. That's right.
Like we I not studied, but there's a certain level of process to become a taxi driver and licensings and things of that nature. But now, like, you just sign up for an Uber app and you can kind of deliver the same services with less restrictions.
Right. Call me old school, but any and everybody can do any and everything now.
Right.
And in one way that's okay, but then in other ways I do feel like there should be a few bedrock cornerstone things that are still in place that lets me know that you are a professional. But that's just me with my old school. I'm old school,
We need it. We need it.
Yeah, we do.
I think things are being lost in transition now, or translation now. So
Yep.
I definitely appreciate those old school values and morals that you bring to this industry. So far, like what was your like major accomplishment in your 20 plus years? What sticks out? You don't have to do just one. You could do a couple if you like. But what sticks out to you? And I'm not talking about like your major production that you do. I'm talking about media, and a media experience, media event that sticks out to you most.
Oh, good question. I think, as a young radio person, with that being sort of a closed medium. Again, there wasn't podcasting when I was coming through the ranks. Morning radio was always the creme de la creme. If you could get to
Absolutely.
morning radio in the industry, then you had made it. And so I had been, listen, I've worked in several markets across the country. Little do people know that the Atlanta market, which is where I currently reside, Atlanta is a top 10 market. And then the radio station that I work for is the number one urban station in the country, the number one.
Oh
So
wow.
oh yeah, the number one in the country. And so being able to have those letters, if you will, associated with my name was huge for me as a young radio girl, because when I started working there, I was 27, 26, 27. So I'm like, oh girl, honey, you done made it,
I
right?
have arrived.
I have arrived, because Atlanta influences everything, especially in the early
Shout out to
2000s.
ATL. That's why
Yeah,
I'm back.
shout out to ATL, right? Especially in the urban realm, because I mean, there was just this emergence, right? And so being at that radio station during that time, we were able to really take advantage of where we were getting ready to go. But I think when I was able to work in morning radio, and I was able to affiliate with the Michael Baisdens and the Dee Dee McGuires and some of the other larger names in the industry, it was a big deal. So to say I've done morning radio was a big moniker for me. So
That's
I
a
would say
good
that.
look. Did
I
you
think
start
so.
off
I think
with
so.
that?
I
I
did
mean, I'm
not.
not gonna
I started off. I mean, the way you start off, and that's what I'm saying. Like podcasting doesn't give you those real off ramps, right?
fundamentals.
Those fundamentals. Yeah, I started off overnights doing 2 to 6 in the morning. That's the track to become who you are. You got to go through those fundamental components to really appreciate escalating to the heights of morning radio, or even afternoon. After morning and afternoons are the two pinnacles in a radio show clock. And I am not going to get technical because, but that those two are the major um,
It's the
day
drive
parts.
in, the drive
Yeah,
in and the drive
right. Those are day
homes.
parts. That's right. But I started in overnights, and that's where you get your chops. It's where you learn how to go in and out of a break, and you understand what traffic is. And I don't mean the traffic on the road. There's specificity in terms of traffic. People don't know what that means. So learning all of those nuances, which people are like, nobody cares about that anymore. And maybe they don't. But it gives me a much
Some of
better
us do.
picture to understand those things, because the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Say that one more
Yeah.
time.
Yes, 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 yes. So
Are you currently in? Because I know you do voiceovers. Oh,
I've been
who?
able to. I used to do talk radio, which you know what, that now that you say that, I didn't realize how much I enjoyed talk radio. I was always the music genre jock, so I did regular music genre. But when I was able to take advantage of doing talk radio, I really liked it because it gave me more time to expound upon a topic or an idea, and then to engage with other guests. So talk radio was really cool. Um, I can't remember what your question was. I'm sorry, but I don't know how I interjected the talk radio portion of it. But that was a cool switch from a music genre to a talk genre, and everybody's not able to do it.
Absolutely. And voiceovers. I could
Oh yes,
I could spot your voice. Like I'd be like, that's Joy.
can you
Uh
really? Can you really? No, the
you're
voiceovers is one of the things that you're able to parlay into being a radio talent, because most people have a voice, when you're doing it. But I learned something different. See, in every sector, you learn something different. And being a voiceover artist is very different. Um,
huh.
oh, it's very different, tremendously different. Shout out to Shay Moore. She's out and doing mornings and think she's out in Kansas City. She's a good colleague of mine. And when I was trying to get into it, she was like, it's great. She said, but it's a lot of work. And I was like, girl, whatever. It's not that much work.
I
It's
talk. I can do this.
I can do this. It's a ton of work. Here's what I learned. If you're gonna, do a I'm showing my age here, but my mother used to love a book on tape. It's Audible now, but books on tape back in the day is, you got the series of the story on tape and everything else, and the person was narrating it. And so when you're doing that kind of narration, what you don't realize is depending on how long the book is, and the tone of the book. Is it a horror? Is it emotional? Is it a romance? Your tone must remain the same throughout the entire read, because you are invoking your voice is the story. Your inflections, your adjustments, your slight punctuations, the gradient in your voice, all of those things, it is you, and it is your vocal. It's your vocal. I call my voice an instrument because it is an instrument, right? And when you're doing narration, guess what isn't the same every day? You. So on Monday, I'm steady. On Thursday, I might not be steady. But guess what I have to do? I have to get back into Monday's mode because that's the tone of the story. And so I discovered that it made me have to be more mindful as to the work that I was doing. I'm much better at doing promos, quick 60 seconds in and out. I can do a promo. I can do a promo with my eyes closed and 6 times on Sunday. Simple. But narration requires something altogether different. And so voiceover, you really have to figure out which lane you want to go into. If you want to be the big voice, what is your station? WMR radio. Like you have to decide if you want to be the big voice, because that's a genre. Or if you want to do promos, coming up this Friday, we're going to be hanging out. That's a promo. And then there's the narration when you're reading a story. So there's so many variations, and people see one thing, or it's like, yeah, I have a good voice. I want to do voiceover. Okay. But figure out which lane you want to go into. I did not mean to come on your show, baby, and do a whole excerpt of Radio 101.
If you don't stop, I love it. I appreciate it. Now, when I asked for that good picture in that bio and you sent me straight to check my website, yes, ma'am. In that reading of that website, comedian. Now that's something I know.
That is a fun fact that people
dive into that real quick.
Yeah. Listen, I learned something from that too. Just because you're funny doesn't make you a comedian.
Say it again.
Just because you're funny, it does not make you a comedian. And here's what people don't realize about being a comedian is that a lot of comedians don't write their jokes. We think that they're the funny person, but comedians have writers, right? And that was what I learned, the fundamentals of being a comedian, is that you got to write these boys out. You have to, and not only do you have to write them out, but there needs to be a seamless transition from one joke to the next to make your set strong, right? People don't realize how long 3 minutes is. But if you get an opportunity to do a 3-minute set or a 5-minute set, you will be like a deer in headlights if you have not gone through your set and you've got it memorized and you know where the punchlines are and all of those things. And so your set has to be framed out, right? So for example, let's come up with, I don't know, a donkey. Well, if you want to talk about the story of a donkey that you met when you were at the zoo, and there was this funny bit that happened, but now how do you tell this story to the audience? Because they weren't there with you at the donkey at the zoo. They weren't there, so they don't really know. So how do you take that unknown situation and make it relevant and funny, and it hits? It takes framing.
That's a skill set. Practice.
It is.
So your experience, like, have you only done it once?
I've done it a couple of times, and it scared the shit out of me.
You can say good shit show.
And it scared the shit out of me because and I didn't think that I would be as nervous because my career has been talking. I can get on the radio and talk to 2.2 million people. That's not a big deal, but I'm in a room with a microphone talking to 2.2 million people. When you are a comedian, there are 75 people that are looking at you, and it's you and the microphone. And you can tell if you are hitting, and you can tell if you are missing, because the audience will give that to you. And it can either be a gift or it can be a gift to stay in it or get your ass out. It depends on how you want to choose the gift, baby.
But hosting events, so you're an event host as well.
Yes,
The
yes.
Having that background of hosting events, does that kind of prepare you for being on set on the stage as a comedian?
It
Because we have to
can.
keep the audience
Yeah, it
engaged as
can.
well,
It
hosting
can.
those events.
It can. It can teach you how to read the room. One of the things that radio taught me, which you carry it as an event host, which I'm hopeful that you're getting this too. Radio teaches you how to get out of the break. And what that means is when you're listening to the jock, they're talking right before the commercial comes. That commercial is called the break. It's called a break because it's a break in the music. So we really have about 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds, 45 if they're generous, to tell you everything that we need to tell you. But in that, you got to say your call letters, you got to introduce the station. Every time the microphone comes on, there's an identifier. WMR Radio Atlanta, whatever. You always have to do that. But in that short amount of time, how much can you say? And are you talking too long? One of the things our program directors would say is get out the break, because people's attention span is short and they don't want to hear you talking that long. But do you know how to do that? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? So it'll teach you how to read the room. Get out the break. Get out the joke if it's not working, right? You'll feel it, but it teaches you how to read it to say, this is not working. I need to pivot to something else. But a lot of people, if they're not trained, have you ever been in a situation you'd be like, they should just stop now? They are killing themselves. Like, have you ever seen somebody
Tiffany Haddish, New Year's in Miami. I was at that show. I walked out with droves of other people.
Perfect.
I was embarrassed for her.
There you go. That's it. Yeah. She should have learned to get out of the break. She didn't read the room to sense that she was falling flat. Yeah. So radio taught me those lessons, which I was able to parlay into being a host and et cetera, et cetera.
Which you're just amazing. You're just amazing all around. Oh
well, I got work to do, but I appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, and I'm learning from you. So thank you for that. We're going to get into the plush strut. Can you tell us about the plush strut? As if, well, obviously I know, but my audience doesn't know. We're going to act like they don't know. Tell us about the plush strut.
So the plush strut is the first 5K run walk for plus size women in North America. It's affectionately known as the curviest 5K on the planet. As maybe you mentioned or we chatted about a little bit in the intro, is that I was affiliated with the plus community as a model and a brand ambassador probably since 2004 for many, many years. This is before the plus community has shot off into the stratosphere.
As I know it now.
As you know it now. I was in it before people knew about it. I was in it where when we were doing fashion shows, you brought your own clothes. There wasn't a sponsorship with the brand that supplied the clothes.
Wow.
So I'm probably kind of telling my age a little bit, but it was us bringing our clothes. And so being a part of the community in the early stages, there were so many great things happening. Shout out to Gwen DeBow for Full Figure Fashion Week. You know, she set the standard for a lot of what we see now as it relates to fashion in the community and such. Shout out to Marie Dene, even from the Curvy Fashionista. She created, you know, the space where we could sort of bend together and shop small boutiques and stores. And even the Curvy Con, Garner Style and CC Olisa for Curvy Con. So those were a few bedrock events that everybody was at because they were.
And Lifestyle Honors, Atlanta's own.
Oh, yes. Oh, of course, Maui. My goodness, right. Maui Bigelow. Lifestyle Honors.
There's so many. Curvchella.
There's so many. Yeah, there's those are some of the new ones. Curvchella, that's a new one. I'm talking about some of those no diss to Curvchella. No diss. No diss to Curvchella. But the OG events were FF Week, curvy fashionista and Maui, because this is Maui's 11th year, right? And Curvy
Yes.
Con. So those were some great ones. And there were some beautiful moments that were happening within the community. Um, but Nikki, I saw a white space, full
Okay.
transparency. I thought, having been a model, having been a brand ambassador, I knew that we knew how to find an outfit and wear it fulfilled. I knew that we knew how to pluck the lace on a wig, okay, and make that lace melt, okay. I knew we knew how to do that. We could beat bust down underground a face better than anybody that I knew. We did all of those things well, and it was to be celebrated. But what I didn't see was, how are we talking about our wellness? Not from a you need to lose weight standpoint, because this is a plus community. We already know what our bodies are, and we don't need anybody else telling us you need to lose
Right.
weight or you're unhealthy or any of those things, because weight doesn't determine health. People like to
Absolutely.
say that all the time, but that's been proven to be a misnomer, right? But I thought that we were doing externally the best things that we could do. But what were we doing for our overall wellness and our health? And I don't mean only from a physical standpoint, but from an emotional and a mental standpoint too. And the old adage goes, people love to say, what is it? Your health is wealth,
Huh.
right?
Yeah.
I liken it to say that you're only wealthy when you're healthy.
I know that's
Okay?
right.
You're only wealthy when you're healthy. And so those things stuck with me when I thought about what is our work as it relates to our bodies moving and showing them gratitude and thanking ourselves for being able to put one foot in front of the other. And so one thing I know that we can all do, if you don't have any particular ailment or physical I don't want to say disability or physical, yeah, maybe a disability, respectfully, is we walk every day.
That's
First thing
the
you do when you get
easiest,
out of the
right?
bed is you put your 2 feet on the ground and you walk to the bathroom, to the kitchen, to your office, wherever you're going, you walk. And so I thought, no matter your body size, most people can walk. Why not create something where we are not only uh, honoring our bodies, honoring the gift of mobility, but also creating a community where we can come together and express our gratitude with one another. The Plus Strut came about because I was challenged to do a 10K by my best friend. And I thought she was out of her mind, because a 10K, to give you the metrics, in miles is 6.2 miles. Okay.
Ooh,
So
okay.
10K means 10 kilometers. The metrics translated into miles is 6.2 miles. Okay. Just to
Okay.
set some standards.
Okay.
I thought she was insane, but she challenged me and I said, okay. Well, she forgot to register us. And I thought, okay, Heifer, you had me do all of this stuff and girl, now we're not even doing it. I was too through. She said, okay, Joy, let's do a 5K. I'm like, girl, how many more numbers did you? I didn't realize that a 5K was 3.1 miles. So it
Which
was,
is half of the
which is half
6.2.
of the
Okay.
6.2. And so I said, okay, since I'm already trained and primed, let me, okay, girl, fine. Went to the event, Nikki. Everybody was so nice, so kind, warm. But when I looked around, Nikki, I didn't see anybody that had my body type. I didn't see
Wow.
anybody that looked like me. I didn't see anybody that I could connect with and go, oh, okay, I see somebody that I could
Hey,
probably,
girl, we got this.
hey, girl, we got this. I
Yeah.
didn't see it. I saw slim women with high ponytails and sun visors and tiny little shirts and tiny little pants. And I'm like, I'm out here with a big old t-shirt on and some old school stretch pants. And what is it going to be? How long is it going to take me? Because I don't look like what I'm supposed to look like in my own mind, as to how am I going to get to this finish line? Are they going to be wait? I'm going to be the slowest person.
Yeah.
And it gave me so much trepidation, because I'm like, oh my God, if I'm feeling like this, I bet it's got to be. There has to be somebody else that might want to do something like this, or that has been curious about something like this, or it's on their bucket list to one day try something like this, but there isn't a space where
So you
I,
birthed it.
I had a baby. Come
I
on.
love it.
I
I,
know
I
that.
ain't gonna
I know
front
that
like
was a long
that.
story. I know
That
that was a long story to
no,
get
no,
us.
no. I appreciate that story. I have those same like I 3.1 miles. I'm like, oh my God. I'm anxious. I'm coming, y'all. This is the
Well,
first
come
time
on
I'm
and
going.
come.
And it's
'Cause
on my good birthday. So
see,
we gonna start off my birthday in the plush strut. It's
the gift is just that you're giving back to the Lord what He has given to you.
what
Amen. Is
he
to
has
move your
given
body.
me.
Here's the
And
deal:
I
our
know
bodies need
everybody's gonna look
movement.
like me.
Our bodies need movement. They were designed to move, right?
Absolutely.
And so why? I'm talking to myself as the creator and visionary. Is we have to move our bodies, or they will get stale. They will lock up. I mean, the reason why a lot of us have back pain and knee pain is because we're not moving it to keep the joints loose and moisturize. Really, when we don't moisturize our hair, what does it do? It gets dry and
Dry,
brittle. It's the same thing
frail,
with our
brittle,
joints.
break off.
Same thing with our joints. So
So
the
that
plus strip
movement is
really is for
oil for
you.
our joints and bones and stuff.
The plus strip is for you to honor your body. It's to honor that which the Lord has given us and to show yourself, I can do this. This might be challenging me, but let me show up even in the midst of being challenged to show myself, God, I can do this too.
How long it usually takes somebody to finish that does a brisk walk?
So the beauty of the plus strut is that we don't care how long it takes you. We just want you to finish. We will be there until the last woman crosses the finish line. That was my concern with the other race, that they would be taking everything down, will be no more water. I don't play that. The plus strut, we will remain and we will celebrate every single woman until she crosses the finish line. So we
This
will
is
be there.
happening. What they give us the details.
Saturday, May 4th, ATL GA at Chastain Park, the home of the Plus Strut. ThePlusStrut.com is where you can find out all the details. You can even put together a group of girls and y'all can come lace dress, matching each other to say we've been to crush these miles. We just want you to show up
For yourself.
for for yourself. And this is just a space for our community to do so as it relates to our wellness. We're gonna be fine. Honey, our face cards don't decline, okay?
Never.
They don't. But how are we doing with our wellness? And so that's why the plus strat is here.
You ain't lying, because baby, a month ago I was in the hospital talking about high blood pressure. Excuse me?
Why aren't we having these conversations? You understand? Why don't we talk about this from a loving standpoint?
Yeah.
A lot of people suffer from high blood pressure. But what's the antithesis? How are we combating that? Well, a couple things you could do is
This is
one,
the
do the
point.
plus strat.
Creating a wealthy, healthy space. Not even just physically with the plush strut, but mentally as well with that good girlfriend.
Yes, the plus
What do you
strat, the
want to call
beauty.
that? I don't even know what that is called.
Yeah. So what there's another arm to the plus strut that we just sort of branched off into this year. Because wellness is not just physical, it's
Right.
emotional and mental. And so Wealth Convos is a safe community where we just debrief about what is plaguing us mentally and emotionally. And wealth, the reason why wealth is such a big deal is because, again, you aren't wealthy unless you're healthy. And wealth is the combination of wellness and health together, and it brings about wealth. Wellness and health is wealth. And so wealth combos happens because we need to talk. We need to unload. We need to unpack. We need to debrief. We need to be around other people that says, I get it. And here's some tools that can help you for the journey. And so wealth combos is the emotional and mental arm of the plus strut that I'm just so proud about. And I know that as we move beyond, I mean, we do it as the plus strut is happening, but the community is certainly going to begin growing more in the years to come.
And how can they find out about the wealth combos? Is that
Combos,
also
yeah, you can go to our it is right now on our Instagram. There's a link there that gives you more information about wealth combos and what it is and how often we do it. The next time we do it is June 6th. And it was important for us. And a lot of people say, why don't you do this on live so that more people can join? Well, it's important for people to have a little bit of anonymity right? People want to be able to be safe and express their concerns, right? We get out here and we put on our face, our happy faces or whatever. But sometimes we need to be able to be like, girl, let me take this hat off and this wig. And can I just be free to talk? And you can be free
With
here,
no judgment
no judgment.
whatsoever. Yeah,
And we don't care what
absolutely.
it is you need to express, but we know, and you should know too, that it's a safe place to do so. So that's why it's private and offline. But the link to register to be a part of it is on our Instagram, which is at the plus strap.
At the plus strut, y'all heard it. Is that all your social media handles? Because we're gonna have to wrap up the interview. I still have a
Sure.
couple more segments, and one I want you to start thinking about what the motivational moment for this week should be. I'm gonna get into can I just vent real quick, which this one,
Okay.
huh.
Okay.
But how can the people we know at the plus strut? What about yourself, um, Joy Tribble?
Yeah, you can find me if you want to learn a little bit more about me at Justyn Joy. Justyn is Justyn Joy, and that's because when I connect with people, I want you to just enjoy yourself. So that's the meaning
And we
behind
do
that.
all the time. I swear your energy is contagious and you can't help but smile when you're
Oh,
in your company. You can turn a cloudy day into sunshine
that girl,
every
she's giving me joy, joy,
there,
joy.
there we go. Well, you live up to it very,
Thank you,
very
Fred. I
well.
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
No problem. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. We got to get into I swear that little hour be going by so fast. So
Yeah.
fast. Let's get into this. Can I just vent real quick? Y'all ready? Here we go. Dear Nikki Lee, can I just vent real quick? My name is Mike. I got a man.
Hey,
This is
Mike.
the first guy. And I need some help telling my girl she has an odor down there.
Okay. Okay.
I especially smell it a couple days after we're intimate, which is quite often.
Okay.
We live together, and I know she keeps her body clean and she goes to the doctor regularly, but often that thing is foul. I need some help telling her how I feel, yet or let what better yet what I smell. Is there a way that you think I should go about it? Signed, that right woman's man.
Oh, Lord. Mike trying to get jacked up?
I'm glad Mike didn't put his last name on
Me
here.
too, because Mike is a common name. And we don't know which Mike.
As a Southern Belle, you get to answer this question first. I don't even know if I want to answer this
Oh,
question.
oh, oh, you gonna put the burden on me.
Absolutely.
What is that? That's a dirty trick. This is a setup. You should have told me. Okay. How do we answer this? Well, okay.
Wow.
What did this called? Let me vent real quick. This is what the segment is.
Can I just vent real quick?
I just vent. Well, Mike, if you wanna if Mike, if you really want to know the truth, because you gave a couple of details into the letter, if I'm correct. One, you said she her hygiene is on point. She keeps herself bathed. So cleanliness is there. She goes to the doctor often. So from a health standpoint, everything is tracking. But it's still foul. Do I have all
Oh,
those elements right?
yeah.
So
According to this letter, yeah.
then Mike finish you. Here's why. A
And that's
lot of
exactly what
men,
I was gonna say.
a lot of men don't realize that their instrument can throw off a woman's pH balance. And depending on if they're having protected or unprotected sex, sperm has a pH in it, or it has an acid, or there's a chemical in it or a hormone in it that once it's released into a woman, it can affect her pH balance no matter how clean she is. And based
Yep.
on what Mike said, she's clean. The doctors haven't discovered anything that would cause for those bacteria to be there to exist. Mike, it might be you, sweetheart.
We on the same page, Justyn Joy, because as
Well,
I'm reading this the same way, I'm like, boo, it's you. As you said, the sperm and a lot of folk, and I hate to get this PG-17, when they doing that thing and that thing get little dry down there, they won't spit on it. That spit is nasty.
It is.
There's bacteria in your
It
mouth
is. Yeah.
that when it enters into that good canal, you start causing all kind of trouble in there. So I would definitely have the conversation. I would center it more along the lines of it's me, not you, babe. And maybe we need to try KY jelly, or maybe we should be having protected sex so my sperm won't produce
Affect you in
effect.
this manner,
Right.
because there
Right.
is a, from a chemical standpoint, I mean, if you mix ammonia and Clorox, and ammonia is some, that's a dangerous combination. Literally,
Right.
people have died from the fumes that are created from that.
Right.
So saliva and vaginal secretions, PG-17, all of that stuff is affected, and
Right.
bacteria is created. So it's Mike.
Mike, it's not her, boo.
That's you.
So I mean, she might be ripe, but you're the cause of her ripation, Mike. So y'all sit down and have that conversation.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and do it in a mature way, to speak, so that
Right.
you can figure out what it is, because
Right.
clearly, he cares about the young lady enough to want some help.
To want some help.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Mike. Yeah, I need more male perspectives on things that y'all are going through that you just need help on. Okay, make sure. Joy, I need a good shit motivational moment. What would you leave to our viewers? Anyone that is trying to chase a dream, trying to accomplish goals, and just trying to get shit done in a world where we just tired. Uh, our mental health, our physical health. Like, what's the motivation to keep people pushing? Just a few words to keep them going, please.
um, this is what's been helping me a lot lately, because with everything that you mentioned, there are so many different variables that can affect us all around, financially, spiritually, emotionally, all those things. And one thing that's been helping me a lot lately is from a Christian standpoint. For those of you who are Christian, I hope this helps. For those that you're not Christian, I think you could still gain something from this.
Right.
And there's a scripture in the Bible, and it starts off with, I think it's Psalms 23, and it says, "Give us this day our daily bread."
Mm-hmm.
And so, what I like to offer is, take today as it comes. Tomorrow isn't even here. Yesterday is gone.
Yeah.
Think about what you've been given today as the stuff that you need to be focused on today. Today's bread. Don't worry about tomorrow's bread, because it ain't baked yet. Yesterday's bread is stale now. The freshest and the best bread is today's, and worry about it today. The
Okay.
bill is due. Yep. Is it due today? No.
It's not.
Think about what you need to handle today, and take the days as they come. Whenever the frustration comes up, just say, today's bread, daily bread. Yesterday's bread, tomorrow's bread. How you gonna be worried about something that ain't even made yet?
Hmm.
Tomorrow ain't even here. And
Right.
we worry about it so much.
Right.
I do. So I'm learning
Right.
to allow the Lord to give me today his daily bread.
And this is why I asked you to do that, because I knew you were. I had something all in my little program, but that'll be for next week. I appreciate y'all. Y'all give it up. Shout out again, Joy. Keep doing what you're doing. There's little brown girls is watching you that you are continue to be an inspiration to. Again, the plush strut Saturday, May 4th,
Oh,
which is not next weekend, the
no,
next weekend.
it's the Father. Oh Lord, it's coming up real
It's
soon. Let me
coming real fast.
listen.
Y'all gonna see me.
Yeah.
I am Nikki Lee. I'm gonna be out there. My little cute workout gear. I already
Yes.
got it.
And here's the thing,
Um,
just as a quick little lead, like it's more fun when it's done with more people. So gather
yeah,
your girls. It's a ton of fun. Like, it's, don't think about the miles. Think about the journey and what you'll be experiencing in the entire space. the miles are just numbers, but the
Yeah.
experience is where the value is.
It's priceless. Oh,
Absolutely.
thank you
Well,
again. Thank y'all for
mhm.
watching. Like I say all the time, WMRR, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of them, just YouTube, all of it. You can follow me. I am Nikki_Lee on Facebook. I am Nikki Lee. Nope. I am Nikki_Lee on Instagram. I am Nikki Lee on Facebook and simply Nikki Lee on TikTok. Always remember, get on your shit, stay on your shit, stay out of shit, and always be the shit. Thanks for watching The Good Shit Show. Bye.
Bye.